Okay, it's live.
All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the awesemo.com live before lock stream. We're getting our chat situated and all that for you before we get into the day's NBA and MLB action. And it's a sad day. This is the second to last NBA regular season day of the year, which means that tomorrow our own Josh Engelman will be having a steep punishment, I guess, and you'll be eating the Chick-fil-A live on the stream.
Num 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 num.
Boy, it's gonna be hard to put up with all that for Josh tomorrow. But we do pay off bits on this live stream, and we made a bet about Gerald Green. So this is what happens. A man eats Chick-fil-A on a live stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat it, and I'm going to be incredibly happy about it.
We should just prepare a little bit for that. I mean, we can talk more about it later in the stream. But you have to get all the sauces. You have to get the fries, the nuggets. Either a spicy or regular sandwich. We have to kind of run the gamut with all of your stuff.
Oh, it'll certainly be a spicy sandwich. There's no doubt about that.
And you could add your own hot sauce if you want, since you are a noted hot sauce man.
That's probably not a bad idea. I might look into that.
Though I guess that might ruin the intention of the Chick-fil-A guys, so that's not the best. Let's see. All right, everybody.
They do have Texas Pete, so maybe
it's not one of their core sauces, though.
That's true. That's true. It's not a Chick-fil-A branded sauce.
No, it is definitely not. They would not put their brand next to Texas Pete, that assailable character. I'm sure he's done all sorts of awful things out in Texas at some point in his life. All right, so we're going to get into the slate a little bit where people are funneling in. Obviously, chat's just going live. Yeah, let's talk about last night a little, too, because I had a couple fantastic picks and a couple of rants that did not pay off. Jonas Valanciunas really made me look like a dick.
I laughed for like an extended amount of time yesterday when I realized like how ham he was going early.
But he didn't get that fourth quarter run, and that was what I was worried about. The thing was he did enough in that small period. He got his nut, but he got his nut in like 22 minutes, 23 minutes.
Yeah,
it
was comical.
Whatever. But Alan Crabb, the homie Alan Crabb, and and as Gabe Lloyd points out, Crabb was fire. And D'Angelo Russell too. Those two guys together. I didn't have as much Dinwiddie as I should have, but those three together would have been a real nice kind of base to build off of.
Yeah, I didn't have as much Crabb as I would have liked once I saw how nuts he went, but I wasn't over the moon about him, so I guess it just makes me look dumber. I should have been. He looked great.
You didn't talk shit about him for 5 minutes like I did Jonas Valanciunas. So, I mean, you have that going for you. It's worse to put yourself on the line by going on a tirade. Once you get full tirade level, that's when you're putting a real flag into the ground.
Yeah. I wore that. I stuffed that flag in the ground for DeRozan at the beginning of the year. So.
Ooh, just news in right now. Marquise Chris is ruled out. So that means that you are now safe to play your Alex Lenz and your Dragon Benders, which everybody's dying to do. We only have a couple days left. This is actually the last day that you can play Dragon Bender and Alex Len, two elite white men of limited talent who try pretty hard, I think.
Especially because Len might not even get a contract next year.
Len is not that bad of a player. He's just one of those guys who's stuck in that in-between. Like him and Greg Monroe are just two guys where they don't make sense in the modern NBA.
No, they've been great in like 1988.
Monroe would have been the best Piston in the Bad Boy Pistons ever. Or even Jordan's Bulls. He would have been a much better Bison Dele.
Well, anybody would at this point.
That's true. Well, Greg Monroe, though, he wouldn't have gotten lost at sea because he's so big and immobile. He wouldn't have gotten that far.
I don't think he's going out on any boats.
He is not. Greg Monroe does not seem like a boating man.
No.
J Money and CeeLo are nicknames now, according to Young Young. Young Young is your guy for all the street talk, even though Young Young might be the whitest guy in like Massachusetts, and we'll never know. All right, we got MLB. Josh is doing more MLB tonight.
Yes, I am.
So let's talk, Josh. What are your picks for MLB tonight? It seems like there's actually a lot of A grades on Awesemo's rankings, which is somewhat surprising given what I know of baseball thus far. But where are you going tonight? What are your main plays?
Yeah, I'm going to end up with a ton of Strasburg, a ton of Aaron Nola. If we're talking hitters, it's going to be a decent amount of Carlos Santana, so like some Philly stacks. probably I'm running my last crunch shortly, so I'd like to get some Angel stacks in there. They've got a really nice implied total, second highest on the slate, and that even includes the Padres in there in Colorado. I'll have some Padres stacks because they're underpriced right now on FanDuel. Those are the directions that I'm trying to head right now. But I like Strasburg a lot tonight against my Braves.
Who's the favorite hitter on the night, or who's the guy that you're finding in most of your lineups?
Favorite hitter would be probably Corey Seager, which is going to be one that is not going to be something people say, but he's popping up a lot for me, so I feel like I should speak to that because I'm going to end up having a lot of him, and I don't think that's not something that would have necessarily been super, super popular today.
Seager, I feel like, has generally been popular in Awesomo's rankings this year. Not today. Today he has him as a C and a D, at least on DraftKings. I don't know about FanDuel.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lefty-lefty matchup.
But Seager's good in those spots too, right? I feel like I recall that from a couple years ago.
I tend to not fade that sort of matchup as much, so he comes up a little bit more for me. We shall see how that shakes out.
Who do you think is the best 4K and under outfielder for FanDuel?
4K and under.
For our boy Jizz Dragon, because Jizz Dragon is an OG who represents the a dragon who would, in theory, use jizz in the way that a dragon would use fire.
Curtis Granderson, probably. Dexter Fowler. Either one of those two.
Fowler was also one of the top picks today for our site as well, for Awesemo.com. So
very true.
Getting double proof in there. The other A's, I guess, on the rankings for that, just to touch on them because people never check everything on our website, even though it's so readily available and much better than our rambling on a YouTube video. Top values on DraftKings for the night are, if it ever pulls up, we got Dexter Fowler, Mike Trout. Trout is a rare 5,500 value play for points and value, but he is Mike Trout, so he's got that going for him. Justin Upton, Todd Frazier, Manuel Margot is also one of Josh's top picks of the day.
Yeah.
Any reason you want to go into Margot? I haven't actually seen his name at all this year.
It's a completely a price play today. We touched on him a little bit this morning. Let me hop over to it. He's 2,800 on FanDuel tonight, 3,900 on DK. So basically, all of the Padres have not been priced, particularly on FanDuel, with any regard for Coors Field. So like all of the dudes that are on the Rockies today are all 4,000s and 5,000s depending on the site. And it's like that never happened for San Diego, but it's not like they don't get the benefit of it all as well. So Margot hitting leadoff for the Padres in Colorado is just an absolute no-brainer for me.
All right, there we go. So that sounds like a play too that people aren't necessarily looking as much, at least based on what I've seen today. Nobody likes the Padres. Everybody forgets that the Padres can also play at other stadiums besides Petco.
Yeah.
And it's our MLB talk. We're going to have to really double down on MLB talk soon. We're going to have to get real deep in like we do with basketball.
Yeah, people are going to need to get used to it real quick.
So back to basketball. According to Young T. Du Bois Hood Reviews, Tyler Ennis is getting 35 points or else he's by. I think he didn't mean it the way that it came across, but I'm going to go with that. So Young T will convert to bisexuality if Tyler Ennis does not get 35 points tonight. That's way better than a Chick-fil-A bet.
Interesting. I wouldn't have seen that one coming.
From Young T. Du Bois?
No, not so much.
Not a proud bisexual flag holder, I would think, but you live and you learn. It's what days on the internet will teach you. Fake Dark Blue was given some picks. Do we trust fake Dark Blue?
I don't.
I mean, I feel like maybe he got the mantle passed down like a Highlander thing.
I'm going to go ahead and assume that he didn't.
He's projecting Nick Young for 35 points tonight, so that doesn't sound that great.
No, not so much. That would not be a path that I would be going down.
Noel Carlson asks, or Noel, I guess, depending if you're a fan of the Wonderball singer or not, do chicks respond positively when you call it a jizz dragon? I didn't actually think about the fact that a Jizz Dragon could be referring to the male member.
Oh.
I always thought it was like an embodiment of like a dragon.
Yeah, so did I. I can only assume that they wouldn't be cool with it.
Like, yeah, lady, yeah, Josh, you're married. If you told your wife it's Valentine's Day, honey, and the Jizz Dragon's coming out to play, what do you think her response would be?
Probably something negative with regards to the performance.
It depends on the wardrobe you provide the Jizz Dragon.
It's not. I've never really been in a position to use it. Let's just say that.
There are not a lot of places to be a Jizz Dragon in life.
Yeah, no, it's like the Jizz Salamander. No need to lie here. We
No, you're right. Keep us out of trouble. The Jizz Salamander is one.
What's up,
that's
everybody?
What's going to go down to the books. I only trust. Let's see. Do we like Harrison more or House on the Suns? I like House a lot more. Harrison's been a popular play because he's so cheap, and he is the backup point guard. But House is going to get all of Josh Jackson's usage, and Josh Jackson has a lot of usage.
I prefer. Hold on, I'll pull it up just so I make sure I'm saying the right stuff because I've looked at
Harrison's price is way better, I think, on both. But House, House just shot so much the other day with Jackson out.
Harrison on DK is 3,900. He's 59. House is 5,900 on DK. So it's Harrison by leaps and bounds on DraftKings. On FanDuel, House is $600 cheaper. So I would go House on FanDuel, Harrison on DK.
I would still so for me, I'm playing DraftKings tonight. I'm still going House because I think House is a better opportunity player. He's playing on the court with Ulyss, who has been creating assists. He says his assist rate's been pretty high since Peyton went out. I just like House more as a player. I get why people want Harrison. He's going to get the minutes. But House is going to be productive in a way that, I don't think Harrison is going to be because House is doing what Josh Jackson does. It's a lot of him doing the same shit that Josh Jackson did.
Let's be clear here. I don't think that either of them are fun plays to have. I don't trust any of the Suns to be confidently good.
I don't mind the Suns. I actually don't. Tonight, I don't mind Alex Len. I like Dragon Bender. I know you're a noted Dragon Bender hater.
He's
I'm
fine
on board
in
with the
GPPs. People just go crazy sometimes. And I like Len because I think he's an NBA player. But Shaq Harrison, House, these guys aren't guys that are going to be playing in October of next year.
I think House is one of those guys who could get the kind of feel good 2-year deal like they've been giving out lately to Quinn Cooks and Marshawn Brooks, Quinn Cook rather. I think he's one of those guys who's shown a fair amount in limited time on the court. In the last 5 games, you can look at his numbers; they're there. But I think on the tape too, he's put up a pretty decent performance. He shot 50% last game, which if you think he's not going to do that again, I could see fading him, especially at that price.
If they keep throwing enough crap against the wall, something's going to look like it sticks.
That's fair. Look, I think House is a fine play. I don't think he's
I'm good with both of them. If I were playing NBA tonight, I'd have them both.
Yeah, Boob agrees that House is way better than Harrison. And if Boob says so, I think that – what great names we have in this chat. But I trust Boob, personally.
Good.
Any interest on Ingles or Prince? Which actually I have interest on both, so which would you say is the better play tonight?
Ingles.
I think Prince on DraftKings is more expensive.
I would prefer Prince on FanDuel for sure. And then give me... It seems like this is going to be Ingles unless... Yeah, Ingles on DK.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I worry a little bit about Ingles just because his price is really high for him, and I think Joe Ingles has been a great play a lot of the year. But once we're talking about paying $7,000 for Joe Ingles, given that he doesn't really rebound, he does assist, but he shot 75% the other night to get to the amount of points that he got. It seems like a thin margin to me, whereas Prince kind of gets some rebounds. He has a crazy high usage.
True story.
So, I think I like Ingles. Ingles feels safer to me. But Prince, that Hawks team is bizarre. Their lineups make no sense recently, to be honest. Exposure to Lancelot. Well, so Josh, you're not playing a ton of NBA lineups tonight, right? So
I am not.
So would you be into Lance tonight? If you were, would you trust him enough?
Yeah, I would have a bunch of him.
Yeah, I think people have a kind of a Lance stigma, and I think even you touched on it a little bit with it's an adventure when you have Lance on your roster.
It really is. It's like getting in line at like an amusement park or something. You never really know what's gonna happen. I would say that Lance would probably have been my second highest owned small forward, just from looking at my stuff.
Yeah, I think Lance is like a great play to me. I think he's in that mix of him, Hart, House on DraftKings are all about the same range. If I had to pick between them, I'm probably going Lance, Hart, then House. But I think all three of those guys can be key parts of a lineup tonight.
Yeah. There's just so little to like at small forward tonight that, Motley and Stevenson are both clear plays for me.
Yes. So Motley, too, is a weird one where I worry a little bit about him. He's going to be very popular tonight. Obviously, the matchup makes sense. He's priced he's 5,400 on DraftKings. And to me, that's getting to a point where he might be a little too expensive for the risk. Oh, he's 6,000 on FanDuel, too. Like, that's...
Yeah. It's a healthy price point, for sure.
For a guy with no track record, really.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not wild about it, but it's just... It's a rough slate.
It is. It is a rough slate. You got to make some tough choices tonight and trust guys. Leafs fan Oladipo is not playing today. That's something you should probably just know. I think if you're trying to play the slate, you got to know Victor Oladipo is not playing. Yeah. The Pacers are resting Oladipo. They're resting Thaddeus Young. They are resting. Who is the third one?
Bojan Bogdanovic.
Oh yeah, Bojan. Yeah. So that means that Glenn Robinson should be getting a little boost. Lance should be getting the biggest boost. So Bonus is currently in the starting lineup. He should be getting a boost.
Yep.
I wouldn't play Collison or Turner tonight. They just probably won't get enough minutes to be useful.
I agree wholeheartedly there.
Yeah. Kyle Saldana is asking about the Rocket starters. Last I saw, the Rockets were going to play their full run tonight and rest tomorrow. So Chris Paul looks like a real good play. It's just a matter of how hard is he going to try or how many minutes is he going to get before they blow him out. I like Chris Paul. It's scary. Him and Harden both are scary, and you can get to them pretty easily on DraftKings.
Yeah. It's really hard to like anything with a solid price tonight outside of, I don't know, like Wall maybe. It's just too many guys are going to not get the full allotment of minutes.
Wall is going to be very popular tonight. Wall has been on every website as being the only guy to play. I kind of feel like he might be in a spot where he's going to let some people down. Like, it just feels like a John Wall thing that he would just ruin this somehow. But that's narrative. That's not data.
I'm really anxious to see what some of the top lineups look like because it's going to be a lot of guys at really weird salary points.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's another stars and scrubsy slate, but there's a lot of guys now in that 4,000 to 6,000 range. Who are going to eat at your salary. You're not going to realize it because you still think in your head like, oh, Jonathan Motley, he's cheap. Jonathan Motley, not cheap. No, you are paying a starter's freight for Jonathan Motley.
Yes, you are.
Let's see. Is John Wall a lock? I think Josh would say nobody's ever a lock, and I would agree that John Wall, especially tonight, is not a lock.
Correct.
Yeah, I think Wall is a fine play who they need to do some things, but at the same time, Boston is not going to be playing their starters for a full run. Wall has proven to underperform sometimes in spots where he should just do whatever. I could definitely see him phoning it in a little because they don't need him to do anything possibly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't picture spending my salary anywhere else.
Yeah,
I you can't go to Harden. I don't think you could really safely go to Durant. Or, I wouldn't want any part of Ben Simmons, and this has nothing to do with my usual aversion to Ben Simmons. But apparently he's got, the poops or something, so I'm good there.
You never know with a player who's got a running colon at any moment how it's going to turn.
Yeah, I do. I've got plenty of experience with that. It's not going to go great.
It's just okay. So I guess the website's down right now. Awesemo.com might be down for some folks.
Great.
Might be down in general. Might be down for me too right now. I do have slam dunks up. The slam dunk picks tonight were they were Shaq Harrison, Lance Stevenson, and John Wall. So Awesemo believes in Shaq Harrison. Or somebody, or Josh, you believe in Shaq Harrison. I forget who it is who believes in Shaq Harrison.
He does, but I do too.
Everybody, it's a real feel-good thing for Shaq Harrison. Everybody turned against me in my Danwell House fandom.
Yes.
Bastards. Hang me and Danwell out to dry.
Yeah, that was those are his. But I'm with it 100%, particularly on DK. 3,900 is, you can't get away from that.
Or you can, and you could go up to somebody more expensive and, and don't take the Shaq Harrison roller coaster ride. He did have this opportunity last time, and I think he put up under 20 points. So just, smarter people than me are saying he's a slam dunk, and, you got to consider that. But I am a pessimist who has been burned by the Shaq Harrisons of the world many times. So, don't fool me twice, Shaq Harrison. Don't fool me twice. Let's see. Is Dennis Smith a lock? No, he's not a lock, but he's a fine play.
Yeah, he's exceptional, but no lock. There's too many good plays on a night like tonight. Well, maybe good's not the right word. There are too many available plays for anyone to be a lock.
Yep, I agree. I mean, I think you can actually miss out on one or two guys who are going to be very high value and still have a lineup that can win a tournament just because of the fact that you could go really different directions tonight, and still get there and still get to that point threshold that you have to hit.
Yeah.
Harrison didn't have this opportunity. Was Harrison not in the same opportunity the other night with Jackson, Warren, Daniels, and Booker and Chris all out? Pretty sure he was. Pretty sure that was the exact opportunity he was in the other day, finance logic. So I question your financial logic. That would be how I would follow up with that.
Yeah, they've been playing sans most of their team for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Booker and Warren haven't played in ages.
I would say that Harrison would be a better play if I didn't just see him do this the other day and not, I think he's a fine play right now. I just think to be Shaq Harrison's a building block. Yeah, I don't know, especially if they end up playing down pace a little bit. The Mavericks have been down pace all year. Yeah, I'm inclined to think they'll play at the Suns' pace, but you never know that's going to break. And if the game's getting away, could easily slow down.
I just hate having to even hash out the thought process of a Suns-Mavs game tonight.
It's not going to be pretty. I mean, it definitely will not be pretty.
No, not at all.
But I do think in that game in particular, you have 5, 6 guys who I would say are probably keys for me tonight to my lineups who could also be just smash value. I mean, you have Motley, you have Powell, you have Smith, you have all on the Dallas side. Then you even have the Jalen Jones of the world, who has been great with Barnes out. We discussed on the chat a couple weeks ago, we weren't sure how it was going to shake with Barnes out. I think it was when you first started, or maybe right before. But Barnes was out, and we didn't know who I vaguely knew, but we didn't really know who the sub was. And it was Jalen Jones. And Jalen Jones since then has had a couple of really nice days filling in for Barnes. So he's going to go overlooked, and he's worth playing too. And on Phoenix, then you have all those dudes. Eulis still playable. Eulis very pricey, but for a guy who's getting 35 minutes, he actually gets usage.
Yeah, he just has to play so much that you can't totally ignore him.
Yeah, I mean, Eulis has been a very steady play. He also got a lot more usage. That's why too I don't buy the Harrison thing, because Eulis got the usage from Jackson last time too. He just happened to miss 10 shots. But I mean,
Eulis is the guy that I would use the least from the Suns, I think.
He's expensive, but I think he's got probably the best floor, and then maybe one of the better ceilings.
I don't think he has any ceiling at that price. Wait, that doesn't make sense. I think he's got a low ceiling at this price.
He has no ceiling. I agree. He could go as high as the sky will take him.
Yeah, no, 7,000 essentially on both sites. To think of him going 40 plus is something that I have a hard time getting to.
Okay, so the other night versus Golden State, he had played 36 minutes, 25% usage, 10 assists, just 2 boards, which is actually a low for him in terms of grabbing rebounds. And he shot 5 for 15. So
what was he from 3?
1 for 3 from 3. And he's previously shot up to 7 threes in a game. I mean, I think that it's definitely we discussed on this several times. It's a closer margin than you would think, or you would want. But I think he still got his like 45-ish point upside. It's just he has to hit shots. He has to get a few boards bounced to him, maybe a few steals. But he can get there.
I just hate him at this place. Like,
He's
I
one
was
of those
rostering
guys
him a lot at like 4,200 when Booker and Warren were still healthy, and he would just be a ghost sometimes.
I feel like when I was watching your videos at one point, you were very on him one night.
Yeah.
And I remember being burned by him before that, and I was like, no. And I think because you were so on him, I was like, maybe I need to like start thinking about these guys more. And that was one of the ones that I remember from this year. Where I was like,
I liked him a lot earlier in the season when he was like, he'd be at like 38, 39, 40, depending on who was healthy. I was all over that stuff then.
Yeah, now at 7,000, but it's kind of nice to see him grow. Like you believed in him a little bit. And
He's growing because they don't have any choice. It's the same reason Motley's 6,000. He played his way out of the rotation this year at one point.
Motley is at least like a pro, like size body guy.
Yeah.
Ulis is a tiny, tiny man who doesn't play well enough to be a tiny man in the NBA.
He's a little guy.
He's a little dude. He needs a good like Mighty Mouse nickname, but he's not good enough to get one. And the Suns announcers don't care.
No, he's no Damon Stoudemire.
Oh, I missed that guy. That guy was great. He would be good in this current NBA. Let's see. We'll look at some questions. Bill Butlicker has some stuff. Dwight or Gobert tonight?
Neither.
I would not play Dwight. Yeah, I would not play Gobert either. I don't think.
I'd play Gobert over Dwight for sure.
Yeah, Gobert, I don't think he didn't get enough minutes last time. I think they're saving him a little. It seemed like they were playing only the essential guys, and avoiding playing Rubio, avoiding playing Gobert, because those guys can get hurt pretty easily, whether they're trying or not.
I don't get the sense that Dwight's going to be out there, given that it is all.
I think they had their finale already. They're on the road for this too. Like it's not a game where they're on the road for this. Yeah, it's just not a game to me like where after he got 20 minutes last game out, he's not going to suddenly get 35 again this game.
No, unless he was like, "Yo, I really hate this team because so and so owes me 25 grand or something." It's not happening.
Yes, I farted on somebody in the locker room and they didn't find it hilarious, so I need to get revenge.
Right, that's the only real option. Unless he's got beef from like a gambling debt or like a chick, he's not going to care tonight. He doesn't care when some games are like real.
Yeah, I mean Dwight, and also like he's done his stat padding for his contract already anyway.
Yeah,
where he's safe. He's gonna have a job somewhere in the NBA next year. Let's see, Powell or John Collins on DK. The price pretty similarly. I think Powell actually might be a little more if I'm remembering correctly offhand. To me, I think Powell's probably a better play. Collins is probably a steadier play based on how they've performed lately. Yeah, Powell, I could see getting 20 minutes tonight because they're just weird with the Mavericks team right now.
What is the question? Powell or Collins?
Yeah.
I don't even. Do they have like really close prices on DK?
I believe they're a couple hundred off. Let's see. Powell is 5,800. Yeah, Collins is 5,700.
Okay, so Collins is $2,100 more expensive than Powell on FanDuel.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, so I'll take Powell in that scenario.
Oof.
That's why I knew I saw it like that earlier today, and I was just like, that sounds like those two guys are not in the same universe with price.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody would justify playing Collins on FanDuel. That's a stupid amount of money.
Yeah. Are we gonna get a Diamondbacks Giants lineup confirmed before lock? Because that's something I'm looking for.
It seems like that'd be helpful for you.
Something like that.
Yeah, if anybody has a lineup for Josh in that game, in the Diamondbacks game, please feel free to drink.
I don't see it anywhere.
Let's see. Dedmon or Sabonis on DraftKings? Got to be Sabonis. Sabonis will be chalkier, but Dedmon's not high enough upside play right now, where Sabonis might end up playing 35 minutes.
Yeah, it's Sabonis for me. Wait, on DK?
I don't think they mentioned the site on that. Let's see. Oh yeah, on DraftKings.
They're both 5,200. Yeah, there's more upside in Sabonis, I think. It's close for me.
I like Sabonis a lot more. Sabonis has been super productive in those spots. Sabonis has been one of those guys who I wish got more playing time throughout the year. I mean, when he did have it, he didn't do much with it when Turner was out, so I guess maybe not. But, I just see him playing more than Dedmon. It's the last game of the year. Dedmon's a professional, but it's not his time. He doesn't need to do much tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's close. It's closer to me than it needs to be. Sabonis gets a little foul happy from time to time.
That's true. Also, your thing was right last night. Who was it that we were talking about? Who was fouls a lot? Eric Moreland.
Yeah.
He ended up being a great play too. But
he went off early, which was making me very nervous because I was real happy.
Yeah, he was doing well, and then he picked up fouls at one point. He got run off the floor a little bit.
Yeah.
But he did do it, so we ended up being right. But we saw the risk there with having those guys
for sure.
This Joshua Renshaw guy, I don't actually think any of your plays are great right now. When you're taking plays from the chat, you could end up with a dark blue one, and you could end up with somebody who's saying that's Salah Mejri, who I think might not even play tonight.
Yeah, I don't think I have him projected to play today.
Yeah, I think he's likely to get 0 or 0.
Yeah, I don't have. I have no Mejri.
Yeah, I don't think DSJ is going to sit either. DSJ is questionable on DraftKings, but everything says he should be playing. I wouldn't. I mean, there's always a risk if a guy's been questionable within the last 24 hours. But
yeah, I'd take my chances on FanDuel in particular on him.
Yeah, Josh, who's your favorite center on DraftKings?
Let's find out.
It could be you.
Favorite center on DraftKings. If I were playing like I would play, Motley probably.
Yeah. So we're going down on the list then for the favorite center.
I think so. I mean, I feel like 5,400. I feel like he's just going to get enough minutes for that to be a thing. Like, I'm not super confident about Gobert. Like, maybe Favors.
We don't like Alex Len?
Not really.
Oh, I like Alex Len. I want Alex Len to be loved.
Yeah, there are quite a few guys I would take before Len. Like, I'd take Sabonis before I would take Len. I would take Dedmon before I would take Len.
I agree on Sabonis. I'm in between on Dedmon. I think Len's just going to play a little harder. He doesn't have a contract yet, I think. He's got stuff to play for. He could use some stat padding tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to assume he doesn't give a shit any longer.
I think Alex Len, he's always struck me as a guy who cares on the court. He's just not like a good defender and not fast.
He's going to sign for the minimum. Oh, there's a Giants lineup.
Yeah, he's not going to find a great contract. But, maybe a double-double here that puts him over the top. Somebody just sees tape from one game and forgets about how the NBA works. And they're like, Alex Len,
People have made that mistake before. If they were playing the Clippers, Alex Len could be the backup center for the Clippers if he went hammer on them.
Yeah, I agree. I think, Diego Palace, I agree that there should be some Len love in general. But, the heart wants what it wants, and people do not want Alex Len.
No, they do not.
What about Randall at center? Randall, so I liked Randall this morning, and Randall has one huge game versus Houston this year. That doesn't matter. But Houston's been bad versus power forwards. Randall's still getting usage. It is a season finale game. So I think that there is some credence to Randall tonight. I just don't feel confident enough in it to be like, yeah, you got to play Randall. Because it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter for them at all.
Yeah, I don't love Randall tonight. I would rather listen to Credence instead of play Randall.
I mean, everybody loves a little CCR.
It's very true. I love the CCR and DMX remix.
I have not actually heard that, so that might be something that I'll get up on YouTube right after this.
I can't hear down on the corner without grunting and barking now.
It's a Pavlovian response, a true one.
I'm not kidding. If I hear it in public, I'm just like, grr. Come on! Can't help
Marky Mark asks, what does chalky mean? Chalky Marky Mark means just popular. It means he's going to be a popular guy. I actually don't know where that expression began. I assume something was written in chalk throughout time, and that's probably where it originated.
Yeah, I don't have any idea.
Let's see. Is Booker starting? No, Trevor Booker is not starting. Neither is Devin Booker. There are no Bookers starting tonight.
No Booker.
Did the Monstars take Kemba Walker's talent? No, Kemba Walker is just a professional basketball player, and as such, he hasn't tried for the last month because there's been no point to it. And also, his team tried to trade him at one point this year, so I think he's just kind of waiting until the offseason gets going and sees where he gets traded on draft day.
I hope he does.
Where would he go? He feels like a Knick to me still.
Yeah, that'd be one destination. It's tough. Like, there's just so many good point guards out there. And you have to be willing to re-sign him after this deal is up. And I wouldn't want to do that. So, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Depends what you can get for him, you know?
Well, people are saying Trevor Booker is starting. The last I saw, Sabonis was starting alongside Turner. Unless that changed.
Yeah, Booker's starting. Collison, Stevenson, Robinson the third, Booker, and Turner.
If anything, that makes me like Sabonis more then. Because I prefer Sabonis on the second unit. I think Booker is a stupid play. I'd rather go with Al Jefferson than Booker, to be honest. People are trying to talk themselves into Booker. That's not a thing.
Yeah, I don't love Booker. He would need 3,600 on FanDuel or 3,600 on FanDuel. I don't mind Booker in the GPP.
Yeah, that cheap. He seems fine. It's tough for me to always deal with these guys who are coming in last minute because I just don't see like Booker as having that much upside. Same thing yesterday with like Thornwell and Williams. Like those are guys who I get why you want to look at them. And then Thornwell, it paid off, but it's just. I don't know. Like I'd much rather just think Sabonis and Stevens are going to get it than be like, well, maybe I'll be smart and Booker's going to. It just seems more like a gamble to me.
Yeah, I'm talking like I'd have like 4-5% at max of him if I were multi-entering.
Yeah, I think that's about right. I think that's what we said before and what Alex Osmo has said on our website is that in general with those kind of guys who are so volatile, if you want to have a little bit of them, if that makes sense, you believe in them. But, you don't want to build a lineup against Trevor Booker. Even if he has great logs versus the Hornets, that doesn't matter. It's a different Hornets team. The Hornets, everybody's going to be good versus the Hornets right now anyway.
Very true.
Let's see.
Marte, Goldschmidt, Pollock.
It's funny to have you so focused on baseball because everybody right now we're like the last beacon still talking basketball, apparently.
Hey, I'm still talking basketball. I am multi-talented.
Your heart's not in it, though. We all know.
Look, how hard or how much should my heart be in it if 75% of the hearts in the NBA aren't in it?
That is accurate. I do think though, and we've kind of talked about this on the show in general. Like, there's a lot of slosh tonight, a lot of things to get through. But because people are like, you know what? If you guys want to play Trevor Booker, have a great time. I think you all should load up on Trevor Booker. I think you all should load up on Glenn Robinson the third. Like, I think all these fringe guys who just seem cheap and great, like that's like exciting to me about this kind of slate. Because like the guys who I believe in, I think are better than the guys that you believe in. You person in the chat, whoever I'm pointing to.
Yeah, like I kept checking my lineups and stuff last night, and just like every lineup I would look at, it was just Damian Dotson's playing like shit and. Insert whatever like crappy guy that I have at small forward is playing like garbage, and I was like, I just don't want to cheer for this.
I did warn you about Dotson, though.
What?
I did warn you about Dotson because Beasley was playing.
But like I had, there's 15 of those guys in the slate yesterday, and I got sick of cheering for like having to see the guys that I don't like are still not playing well. So I was like, okay, you know what? Here it is. This is baseball today. I'll play some playoff NBA. When it comes up.
You're playing tomorrow, though, right? Because tomorrow's like, I think, a 14-game slate of all this shit.
I'll probably play, but I won't be happy about it.
I think because it's going to be the most open. the thing that I loved about last night's slate was seeing the Dotsons of the world be, 20% owned. And I'm just like, you fucking idiots. Like, I was just like watching excitedly, and that didn't happen to be right in all the cases. But in a few of them, I was really right because I just, some of the guys just aren't getting the usage.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what it is. Ooh, wait, somebody's telling us about chalk in the chat. Okay, apparently chalk is called chalk because bookies recorded bets on a blackboard. The odds would change over and over. The bet would become known as chalk because the name would disappear in chalk dust as they constantly lowered the odds. Huh.
Thanks for that. I assume that there's no way that's made up.
It's in quotation. The guy put it in quotation marks, so I think that's pretty credible.
Yeah, I mean, if it's in quotes, it's got to be right?
I think that's how it works on the internet. At least legally, if we're reading something from a chat, we're fine then.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Dennis Smith playing. We believe Dennis Smith is playing. I've seen nothing that indicates he wouldn't. That said, would I be shocked if Dennis Smith were not playing? No, but I think he's playing. Nothing would surprise me at this point.
No, you can't be confident about anything like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Who else do we need to know the status of right now? I don't even know who else is still lingering out there. Simmons is active. Chris is out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we don't really have anybody else left who's a big key piece, do we?
Not that I can think of.
All right. So yeah. So let's see my lineups. I'll go over my lineups then, since Josh didn't go into heavy on his tonight. He fears the Jonathan Motleys of the world.
I fear nothing.
I'm terrified. Oh, one guy who I ended up with a lot, who Fantasy Cruncher pushed on me pretty hard. Their projection for him is outrageous. But we thought this about Marshawn Brooks the other day, so I don't know. Willie Hernangomez has a 34-point projection on Fantasy Cruncher today.
Yeah, I've got him a skosh lower.
I have him at 24, or no, I think I've dropped him to 27 in mine.
I have him at 26.
Okay, so that's fair. I think he's a good play, but boy, projecting him for 34 seems pretty aggressive.
I get it if you're projecting him at a minutes level that's not like sort of the public minutes level.
Yeah. I mean,
if you think he's going to get 30 minutes, then that's the projection he should have. But that's not what they have him at.
No, they have him at 23.5 minutes.
Yeah. They have him projected as what I think is happening is that they didn't update their minutes.
They're just like, fuck it, the season's over, nobody cares.
I don't think they're tied to each other in there. I think they both have to be updated manually.
Interesting. And they're just like, they don't notice a Willie Hernangomez thing at this time of year as being a problem, probably.
Yeah. Cause like it doesn't stand out. Well, yeah, I mean it stands out pretty bad at that particular price. But that's my guess right now.
Yeah, I think he ended up. I mean, as we discussed yesterday, I had issues with updating lineups as we're on the air. He ended up.
Yes, he did.
He is currently 43% in my lineups, which I can live with. 43% seems fair for him.
That's so much.
But I see, like, the thing is, for me, I go with these cheap guys I trust as my lineup basis at this time of year, at least. Because I don't trust John Wall, to be honest. But you know what? I trust the shit out of Willie Hernangomez because Willie Hernangomez cares and he's doing it.
I trust John Wall a lot tonight. I think he's gonna want to get a good game in against the Celtics. They hate the Celtics.
They do hate the Celtics. That is, that's narrative, Josh. And I don't know if you know me. Not a thing of mine. Not a fan.
Speaking of narrative, Lance Stevenson against the Hornets.
He just played them over the weekend, though. It kind of ruins it.
Yeah, but now this one's different.
You're right. It's a whole different world than 3 days ago. I think that his life has taken a lot of turns. I mean, he is starting, and that's where he
gets to like sort of run the show. When he gets like the keys to the castle, he treats it like he's a superstar.
It's true, and he actually put up almost a triple-double the other night, even though he wasn't starting.
Was that points, assists, and turnovers?
No, he actually had an 8, 10, and 10. Which is silly. But again, if he hits a couple shots, Lance Stevenson can get you a triple-double tonight pretty easily, I think. Yeah.
He really could.
He's no Jabari Parker. We know that in terms of chalk. He'll never let me down.
I don't even want to talk about Jabari from last night. What an asshole.
It's funny, too, because that's the exact same thing that happened the other time he started, when I think against Chicago. Muhammad just played better, and they just kept Muhammad in.
Yeah, I was real heavy on him. I was like, that's when I got into the narrative, like, okay, he's going to get all of these minutes. He's a Chicago dude. Like, this one fits. And he just ate piles and piles of dongs.
Yeah, I don't get Jabari, to be honest. If I were a team who had free agency money and you're looking to sign him for, I mean, he's not going to get a max deal, but even a $10 million a year deal because he's young and he was a top pick, you're going to get burned by that. He's not that good.
He would look great in Utah.
He would. You know who looks great in Utah, though? Joe Ingles. And Joe Ingles might be better than Hayward in terms of the fit for that team.
You're crazy.
No, because he doesn't. The thing is, Hayward would have to have the ball, would have to use the ball, then it doesn't play through Ingles. Ingles is just kind of a vessel for the rest of the offense. So when like Rubio gets hurt, Ingles just makes plays on the wing, or Mitchell then makes plays in the backcourt. Like I think they kind of like the Celtics. I think make more sense without Hayward. Where you like, I get you want to have a more talented guy, and in theory, Hayward should be a better version of Ingles. But if you're paying half the price for Ingles, and he's moving the ball, and he's making you a functional, flowing offense. Like the Jazz are scary, man. If the Jazz are playing the Warriors, like I'd be real pissed if I were the Warriors and I get those guys in the first round.
That's just too much work in a series. Joe Ingles is Jay Crowder from 2 years ago.
No, but Ingles is like legitimately a very heady player, and he's.
I
mean
mean that as a compliment, for the record.
I think I said that because he's a white guy. he's Australian though, so it's different. It's not like the Wes Welker comparisons.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I love Joe Ingles.
I like him too, but he's only good because the rest of the team is good. But I would love just like Jabari at the 4 with Gobert being able to like erase any of his crappy defense mistakes. The ability to score the basketball, like they would be scary.
Yeah, look, I think the Jazz can plug in a lot of different guys, and they're going to be a better team. I think they're already good right now, though, and I feel like that's always a worry if you start adding other guys in who demand too much of the ball. You kind of ruin what they have.
Yeah.
A lot of Ingles love in the chat. I appreciate you people who are also Team Joe Ingles. Ingles is a scrappy gym rat.
I love Ingles.
Let's see. Any word on Smith Jr.? Oh, everybody's really worried about Smith Jr. This makes me think he might not be very highly owned because I think people are feeling a little worried about him.
I think they might be highly owned, and that's why people are worried. They're like, shit, I've got to take him out of my lineup.
But if everyone's asking, like, don't you think some people are just avoiding the risk then? Like, because Josh Jackson wasn't terribly highly owned. I stuck with him in, maybe 20% of the lineups over the weekend, and that ended up being bad.
Yeah.
But I think people are avoiding these guys just out of total fear, even though some of these guys are obviously, like, more steady questionables than other guys are.
Yeah, he might be lower. What do we have him at? Or the site back up? I can check.
Yeah, I think so. It's loading now. Let's see.
I'll go to
we're not breaking our ownership projections down by site, or are we just doing one article now?
No, they should be both there.
Oh, they have moved to static pages. Oh, okay. Apparently our ownership projections have moved to static pages. So, cool.
I'm going to have to change that formatting then.
This would have been helpful to know.
I'm the reason that it's in this tables program now. So.
Oh, whoops.
Well, no, it's just a better tables.
Oh yeah, okay, it's loading. Right, there we go.
So I pitched
this.
This is the one that I had on my website beforehand.
You know what, guys? If you want to look at our ownership projections, I'm going to put it in the chat right now, so you have a link to it. I think it'll let me post a link.
I've got the FanDuel link. If you've got the DK link.
Yeah, I just posted the DK link in the chat, assuming it went through, because I feel like, oh, you know what? It removes web addresses. Never mind. You can post it.
All right. FanDuel.
I think as I'm not the host of the chat, I can't post a link.
Yeah, I run this ship.
Well, anyway, we'll go through the ownership real fast on DraftKings. Right now, we have Lance Stevenson is going to be 47% owned. John Wall, we have at 40%. I just went the opposite direction because I'm stupid.
How is it saying page not found? I'm on that page.
To be clear, we have some tech issues sometimes still at Awesemo.com. We're working through it. You know, we are a growing site. We're not a professional media enterprise, despite Josh and my professional veneers.
It really does say that too, which is weird. It's the exact same link. Like, I'm flipping back and forth. Nothing changes, but it loads for me on my end and not on the other end.
It's not ideal.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, if you just go to Awesemo.com, it's in the header banner under ownership projections. You can get right to it. I don't know why that's doing that. We'll look into it.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's not great, but we're telling you the ownership anyway, so why do you need to click a link?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so we got Lance, the top owned guys, Lance at 47%, John Wall at 40%, which, by the way, makes me want to fade John Wall even more. Fuck that, man. 40% for John Wall, I don't know. 38% for Harrison. Disagree.
I told you.
Disagree. Look, I'm putting another foot in the sand. I won't go on a tirade this time, but
yeah,
Shaq
it went
Harrison,
so well. Tell me about it. Tell me about how you shouldn't play him like he's Jonas Valanciunas.
So Jonas Valanciunas was a fine play. Okay, my tirades are based more upon a fundamental belief than they are about an individual guy. I like Jonas. I like Shaq Harrison. I think people are playing these guys not realizing the whole picture of it, which is that Shaq Harrison is a low-usage shooting guard or point guard who will get extra minutes but might not do a lot with them, especially with the guys on the floor who are more alpha dog kind of wing players or shooting guards or point guards. And to me, those are the guys you want to avoid because they seem so tempting. And you're like, yeah, Shaq Harrison, he's so cheap. But then Shaq Harrison puts up 15 and he completely drives down the overall score of the slate. So you can play him. He's going to be popular. If you don't play him, I think you're going to end up feeling better about yourself.
We have some late-breaking news. Tristan Thompson cheating on Khloe Kardashian with 2 women in a new video.
What's that? I am a basketball player on his wife or significant other? That is...
Ooh.
What? That is ludicrous. That's a good thing they're not playing tonight.
That's an interesting screenshot in the video. Not going to look good for him there.
Oh boy. I mean, Khloe Kardashian can't be that surprised, I would think. Though she does look a lot better than she did previously, to her credit.
She's still the last choice Kardashian, in my opinion.
Yeah, okay, finance logic. Daniels played like 10 minutes last game. Daniels, it doesn't matter that much. It doesn't matter that much. And he might end up putting 30 up, and that's great. Like he's still totally capable, Shaq Harrison is, of putting up 30. If you think that Troy Daniels is the one deciding Shaq Harrison's future, that is not how this works. Troy Daniels is not Triple H oppressing the talents of Shaq Harrison. That's not how it works.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
It's just, I mean, look, whatever. Finance logic. We'll talk about this tomorrow.
Yeah, for the record, finance logic, you're right, and Harrison's a good play on DraftKings.
Yeah, look, Harrison's a fine play, but I'm putting my foot is in the stand firmly, and that I'm not playing Shaq Harrison tonight. In fact, I think I have 0 Shaq Harrisons. You know what? Whatever. If Shaq Harrison costs me the slate, fuck it, man. Then fine. I'll send a note to Shaq Harrison and be like, I apologize.
Do I have enough time to max enter a tournament on DraftKings with only Shaq Harrison lineups?
It's possible. I mean, we don't have a quarter, so you couldn't get the full feeling of having 150 Shaq Harrisons attacking me like an army.
20 entry max. I can't get there fast enough. It's 657. If it were 650, I'd max something out.
Now I know. It's good that me taking these. This is what we talked about. That you got to have these hard stands. And mine are going to be about really dumb shit like Jonas Valanciunas and meaningless games and Shaq Harrison and the most meaningless game.
I can't wait for the just absolute fire conversations about the 7th hitter on the Royals on some random night now moving forward.
I mean, listen, I will bring the same passion to every sport that I follow. So once I'm fully invested in MLB. Oh, yes. By the way, Taurine Prince, we breezed over it before. Taurine Prince has been hot lately, and I have a fair amount of Taurine Prince. But, okay, that's Finance Logic says he's got 0% Harrison on FanDuel. Look, I mean, listen.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, he's saying the situation isn't like that. It's my fault for saying the situation's the same or that I shouldn't say a situation is the same. it's pretty like Troy Daniels again is not a deal breaker. Like if you put NBA Wowie, you put Troy Daniels in a lineup, you take him out. It's not affecting Shaq Harrison that much, and you're talking about very, very limited sample sizes. So even if you think he's greatly affecting them, you don't know that. You don't know that. We don't know that unless they play a lot of minutes, and there aren't going to be a lot of people rolling out Shaq Harrison, Troy Daniels lineups to find out.
You say you have a lot of Taurean Prince?
I do. Is he out?
No, it's just I hate it.
I mean, that's fair. I think I have 40% Taurean Prince.
Yeah.
43%.
He grades out as a D for me.
I'm
D
trying
does not
to
stand for delightful in this case.
We did have, that's right. So for the chat,
that's some inside jokes.
We did have somebody who asked for the grades on the website. By the way, 1 minute to lock, so get your Shaq Harrison lineups in now.
Story.
But there was somebody who asked on the website, does an E mean excellent? To which E does not mean excellent on the site. It is a ABC grading system.
These are not the kindergarten grades where you get like special words for your performance.
Yeah, then we discussed how in New York State I had a grading system when I was in like first, second, third grade that was E, G, D, C. There's an S in there maybe. So, but it was like similar. So I wanted to defend the guy, but he probably did think that D was for delightful.
No, but yeah. So I don't think that Taurean Prince is very delightful on DraftKings.
So Taurean Prince, okay. Do we want to do? I'm trying to think if we could add to your Chick-fil-A bet, like a double or nothing way to make this better.
I mean, what's the bet?
It's got to be a Taurean. Well, how about a Taurean Prince Shaq Harrison bet?
Like against each other? I mean, one of those guys is 3,900.
Who's the better value, or who's the better like? I mean, man, that's a tough one. That's tough.
Who's the better value? Are we talking like relative to their salary on DK? I'll make that bet all day.
Because I think Taurean has a shot at getting to 7x. I don't think. I mean, Shaq Harrison does have a shot too. It's not a great bet.
If you want to give me that value bet, man, I'll bet whatever you like.
Yeah, how about like a 1%? So we're saying like a value of 5x, 6x, 7x. How about we do like you give me a 1x, whatever handicap.
Let me think about this.
This is a tough bet. We're breaking new ground in gambling on DFS itself.
I'll take that.
All right, so we're saying then. So okay, if Taurean gets more than 1x, then I win, and if wait, no, how am I phrasing this?
Yeah.
If Shaq Harrison gets 6x and Taurean gets 5x, it's a bust. We're even.
Correct.
Okay. So you guys get what we're doing here. You get what we're saying in the chat. And then if Taurean wins, I feel like you have to do like some sort of like you're just eating nuggets for the entire feed. Like you have to do a power hour of nuggets.
Yeah, I would do that anyway if we want to make that like the Thursday gimmick moving forward.
Well, tomorrow's Wednesday, because tomorrow's the finale.
Sure, but we need something for Thursday then.
So just nugget Thursdays.
I already have to eat. I'm already eating Chick-fil-A tomorrow. So
are you guys fucking with me? Did Dennis Smith Jr. really just get rolled out?
That's Bill Butler. I don't trust him.
McDermott, Dennis Smith Jr. out. God, you DFS. Why? Why it's 702? That's spiteful. That's hurtful to me personally. 52% Dennis Smith. Bye-bye. They don't even have a point guard. Well, I hope you guys watching on the stream can see.
That's why I'm not playing the NBA tonight, because I would have had a shit ton of him, and I'd have smashed everything on this camera.
Yeah, I mean, I played 23 lineups tonight. I had 12 of them have Dennis Smith.
That's fucking brutal.
So, you know what, guys? Look, one thing you can say on this stream with full confidence if we are giving you advice, it is something that I personally believe in and Josh personally believes in. And you can see in my heart that Dennis Smith is fucking me in the butt.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
I'm sure
some people love it.
It's true. Let's see. Actually, what do we have his ownership as? Let's pull that up.
I can't even check. I'm not in a single tournament on FanDuel.
So we projected Dennis Smith's ownership at 23% tonight.
It's going to be really bad.
So if that is the case, then we do indeed have a quarter of the lineups in the main tournament on DraftKings that would be dead from the jump.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up one of the FanDuel contests.
Let's see.
I'll pull up the 4-shot.
Lance is 62% in the DraftKings $10 today, the big jam.
Wait, I'm not going to be able to. We're not going to know the Dallas one for a while. I don't know why I'm trying to look this up.
Yeah. Sabonis is 38%.
Lance 50 here.
Jesus. Wilt. You know what? I mean,
Oladipo's 0.2. Nick Batum 0.9.
Look, the good news is that I don't know. The good news is it came out after lock for everyone, I guess.
Yeah. You're just shit out of luck.
The thing that sucks is like all those people thinking that was clearly a sign. Like it was clearly the fates telling me like get off Dennis Smith. Like what are you doing? Like fix a couple while you're fucking around here.
That's brutal.
I did not fix a couple. Ooh. Oh.
Farrell, the Mavs that are available: Yogi Ferrell, Dorian Finney-Smith, Motley, Maxi Kleber, Powell, Collinsworth, Aaron Harrison, Jalen Jones.
I mean, Aaron Harrison is going to be playing because Kyle Collinsworth has like a bad Achilles. He only played 7 minutes last game.
I only named 8 people. That's Cuban's going to be jacking up threes in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's strange. I went on a soapbox. We can really file all of my tirades as their own things about the NBA and how they should just tell us these ownership things in advance, given the fact that DraftKings and FanDuel both pay them a lot of money each year. I stand by that. I stand by that today, guys.
Can the Mavs play Tony Romo tonight?
He's pretty good. He was good when they had him suiting up in a couple of practices.
That's what I'm talking about. Like today, they legit need him. And sign him to a 10-day.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, if you guys want to ask questions of me being sad and Josh, we'll take a few before we call it quits for the night. I am actually crestfallen. I've never had to broadcast while being sad about this. I'm just usually here and I'm like, I just need to get high and eat something fattening because I feel so bad about myself. But
broke my bong this weekend.
Oh, no. You going to get a new one?
Yeah, I'm going to have to, but I was carrying a bunch of crap up the stairs and I fell going up the steps and just smashed it right in front of me. Landed on my forearms. I got real close to just landing on all the broken glass, so I was able to avoid that, but my back was in shambles all week.
That's back injuries are my least favorite thing about getting old. Like I'm 33 and there are some days where I sleep wrong and my neck like is all jacked up.
All my friends and my wife were making fun of me because I had to walk, like I was just walking around completely bent over all of Sunday.
Oh boy,
it was really bad. I went down real hard because I just got done saying like, "Oh, I don't need any help." Bloop bloop bloop. I was wearing flip flops and just smash wooden steps too. Like no carpet or anything. I went right to the wood.
Wow. Well,
I'm
you're tough.
I wasn't bleeding.
You didn't miss a show. You didn't miss a show.
I didn't. Well, I kind of did. I mean, I didn't do anything all weekend.
Well, that didn't count. The weekends, whatever. They don't need us on the weekend.
It's true. Nobody wants to watch me on Sunday at 6.
But you might be their church. You could actually become a false prophet.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Is Dirk going to play next year? I think he's playing next year. I don't see a reason why
I would expect him to.
Yeah, I think that's going to be. He's going to have his Kobe farewell where people give him gifts and then,
I don't think he'll do that.
Yeah, I could see him getting like the farewell treatment and announcing it in advance because he is a beloved Maverick. He is their most important player ever. Probably will be for a while.
Yeah, I mean he's one of the top 20 NBA players ever.
Yes, I think he deserves one of those tours. I mean, if David Ortiz got one, I mean,
they're not even comparable.
Let's see. Any other good questions? I agree. They do need late swap for all tourneys, but then I don't agree because I don't want to have to deal with late swap. So
yeah, I would not play late swap if that was my only option. I would not play DFS.
Fernando Gomez quit smoking. I think that's great if it's cigarettes. I think you're a cornball if it's weed. Grow up.
Yeah. I agree. Do more drugs.
This is the only YouTube channel owned by a professional media company that will tell you to do more drugs. I
mean, the legal ones.
Yeah, no, I live in California. I can say smoke more weed, and I think that's totally viable.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Oh yeah, we don't know DSJ's ownership yet because the game is not until later. And
it's gonna be real high.
Yeah, it's gotta be above 20. Yogi Ferrell will play sparingly Tuesday, according to Coach Carlisle.
What?
It's going to be all Aaron Harrison, I think. It's going to be a big
Aaron Harrison's going to play 40 minutes, so whatever his ownership is, people are going to be super stoked about that.
You know what? Let's change the bet. Better Harrison, Aaron or Shaq? I think Aaron. I was all over Aaron the other night. I'm a big Aaron guy.
Yeah. I'm just happy I didn't play any NBA tonight. I feel great knowing that I don't have to worry about this nonsense.
I would have felt pretty good if I didn't play Dennis Smith because I think I made some great choices besides the guy who got ruled out at 7:02 East Coast time. I'm like really upset. I don't know if you can tell. Like I'm trying to put on a brave face, but like this sucks, man.
Well, let's pack it in now. You can go smash some stuff.
That's true. I mean, I might enter some late slate games. That's to try to
smart. Buy yourself out of your losses. That's a great plan. I can't wait to see who gets scratched in the late slate.
Yeah, that's good. Oh god. Or they're gonna like win somebody and then roll him out just to spite me.
Well, the good news is you can't play him in the late slate and then have him get scratched again. So you should be fine there.
That's true. I cannot screw up again with Dennis Smith tonight. I actually can't for the rest of this year. So
that's true.
Well, you know what? And I forgive Dennis Smith. So when we're back next year, I'll be playing him. No concern in the world. No concern in the world.
There you go.
All right. So guys, we'll be back tomorrow for more action.
I will be sitting here eating some Chick-fil-A.
That's right. So some, depending upon how Torian Prince and Shaq Harrison do tonight, depends how much, I guess. Well, you'll find out live on the stream tomorrow if Josh is eating an uncomfortable amount or an appropriate amount of Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, tune in to see me eating like a spicy chicken sandwich, some nuggets, some bomb-ass waffle fries coated in hot sauce. It'll be a great day.
It's what a tease. This is what people tune into live streams for.
Yep.
And
just make sure eating food on a microphone.
Check Awesemo.com tonight if you're playing the late slate for ownership projections, because those are actually really helpful little things for a tight slate where you know who is playing and who isn't. We do a great job with those, so check back on Awesemo.com for ownership projections. And good luck, everybody. And we'll see you tomorrow again at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Best of luck, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night.